I'm standing on Bell Point. 204 years ago, this was the western edge of the American frontier. Going back as far as President Jefferson, who wanted the Cherokee Indians to continue to voluntarily come to this land right here. And behind me you can see the Poto River emptying into the Arkansas River. And the Cherokee settled along the Poto River here. By 1819, 1820, somewhere in there, they ordered a fort to be built here on the river. Took them 5 years to do it. The first year, many of them died. They had no supplies, no food. They were on their own, cut off, and many of the soldiers died. But there was a post here for 5 years. And part of our history is amazing when you think about this territory. And as going back as 1817, it was called the Rifle Regiment, was sent here by the President of the United States to build some sort of a western edge. In fact, right in front of me is a red line that says this is the end of the United States and this is Indian territory. So it's history. It's part of who we are. It's part of who we were, always reminding us of who we can be as a people. And yet we're living in a culture, both politically and philosophically, that says, let's cancel this out. Let's don't go back to all of our mistakes. Let's don't go back to post ideas. Let's all start all over again with what we want. And it's called cancel culture. You're hearing it over and over again. And now our Washington politicians have begun to talk and to appropriate money for cancel culture. You say, what do we do about a thing like this? The first thing we do is contact your state representatives and your state senators and tell them you are against this cancel culture phenomenon that is saying, let's do away with everything that offends us. If the canon sitting here offends us, let's do away with it. If the Judge Parker's courtroom, that offends us because he was a white supremacist, supposedly, having been there a quarter of a century administering law and judgment. We don't want that. We don't want a statue of Andrew Jackson because he was a racist, so we don't want to see any of that history. It's a ridiculous way to not do history. We're even seeing more things. The SOGI, don't even know what it stands for, but it's coming from Canada. They've been experimenting with it for a couple of years, which are going to be public schools that have everything built into their curriculum, their sports world, the academic portion that is totally gender neutral. Nothing will be boys, nothing will be girls. Everything will be identified as absolutely neutral. It's a ridiculous format to try to raise a generation of boys and girls. So we have cancel culture saying to us, let's do away with everything. And it's exciting for me to know that I'm standing on a point of ground that 204 years ago, the Cherokees lived right there. And if you look across the Arkansas River, right here is where the Osage were living. And that's part of who we were and part of who these Indian tribes were. They weren't immigrants, they were owners of the land. And so part of our American history has always been trying to get immigration right. And now we're doing it in such a way that we're not attempting to make people coming into the country to be Americans, to learn the national history of our country, but to infiltrate our country with their ideas and their religion and their concepts of what they want as a country. Contact your state representatives. Another thing you can do is join the Organization of States. Right now there are 17 states that have declared through their state legislatures that they want a convention of states. When we reach 32 states, they can call for a constitution of states and demand that Congress do things like limitations of terms. They can demand a balanced budget. So these are the things that we're going to have to get back to do. We've become politically apathetic towards our national government. We're going to have to get our hands dirty, going to have to roll up our sleeves and go back to work. A Patriot Voice today is talking about our history, talking about you can't cancel what has happened. You have to let it stand for the truth that it was, the era that it was, the right things that were done as they were done. And that's the Patriot's Voice for today.